Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1705 of our daily content grind. So today I thought we were going to do something pretty typical. Maybe we review the new Skybound comic. Maybe we talk about, I don't know, a performance evaluation for Chris Cox. That's in the works. No. Today we need to talk about something that Takara is doing right now in Japan. So right now, as I record, the Shizuoka Hobby Show is going on, and Takara decided to lay out a ton of brand new stuff. It seems like they are doing what Hasbro used to do with Transformers. You know this lack of like reveal streams for new products for Transformers lately, where like maybe every 3 months we get a stream, where it used to be almost monthly, and we had those like Transformer Tuesday reveals, etc. We don't get any of that anymore, or at least it's very rare. But in Takara's case, they're just laying out a whole bunch of new stuff all the time now. So we're going to go through all the stuff that they showed off, or at least the stuff that people have noticed. So let's start with a little bit of stuff that we've already seen, but now we have it physical form. So for starters, there's the new 86 Shockwave. You know, it is just the Siege Shockwave minus all of his extra bits and bobs, and I don't like the extra bits and bobs, so that's fine by me. He just kind of transforms into a thing now. That's a little bit weird, but hey, we have to accept it. It's what it is. I still wish they kind of cleaned this release up a little bit. Maybe like, I don't know, folded his feet down at the least so they didn't just stick up. But it's heavily retooled to take off all of the Siege Greeble, so it does look a lot cleaner, look a lot better in your shelf, etc. Okay, that's fine. Another look at the new Skywarp coming out from the new 86 mold. Looking forward to this one as well. Does mean that it's time to once again cycle through Seekers, where you do that thing where you round up all of the Seekers released at one particular size or in one particular style, and you send them off to eBay, where thousands of other Transformer collectors have already done the same. But maybe yours are the ones who are going to get bought. You never know. But the Skywarp is continuing to look really good. I'm looking forward to that one a lot. Still have not seen much of the Starscream that is inevitable from the mold. And of course, all the other Seekers it will inevitably get out of the figure. More looks at Titan class Grimlock from Age of Extinction. Still looking good. I wish it wasn't on a step like that, like as if like the figures in front of it were going to block it or anything. Because I would have really preferred to get like a good scale photo with the deluxes. I know we've had shots of it with, Optimus Prime figures, but I still like as many visual scale representations as we can get. You can still tell it's pretty huge. I'm still not particularly sold on this. It's coming in at a $190 price point. I think because they promised before tariffs became a thing that they would make sure it was below 200. So they're just barely scraping through that promise. And I'm not sold on it just having just like the two modes. And there's some things about the modes that don't sell me. But we'll see how it turns out. I'd love to hear what this is like in hand, if it does come across as more than just a big T-Rex toy. And then we got Rex Blade from the upcoming Wild King W line. We just talked about this one yesterday. It's a fantastic looking figure. Love what they are going for, and every time I see it, I just keep screaming in my head. That's a card bot. It's a metal card bot. It's a Korean robot. It does have that look. It really, really does. This is the stuff that we're more familiar with, and then we get to like the stuff that is also still in the reveal pile. So Nemesis Star Convoy. Still not sure how I feel about this particular version getting this. Now, I will also state they just released a Legends comic, giving him a little bit of lore and showing off how powerful he is by basically beating up the Speedia 500. It's a little bit amusing. Now, the cool thing about this photo is not the Nemesis Star Convoy. We've seen him before. We've gotten some from some official photos from Takara, so we pretty much know what to expect from him. We also notice the other things that are surrounding him in this photo, and the only one we will not get to specifically is the Flash Lyo convoy in the corner, because for some reason, I should say that's the Green Lyle convoy, not the Flash. The Flash is different. Because for whatever reason, no one decided to take photos of that, even though it's an unreleased toy. But it's out and about. It's there. But no. We're going to take a look at the stuff that we weren't expecting. So, for instance, Gigastorm. Beast Wars 2 Gigastorm. So, I kind of thought this was a possibility when they did the Trypticon mold the first time, and then thought to myself, that can't happen. Like, surely a retool of a Titan for such an obscure character that's only going to sell in Japan is not going to ever be a thing, right? Well, Takara decided to say screw it, and they're just going to release it. So, the thing is, they reissued Trypticon during Beast Wars 2nd and retooled a few spots on it, gave it a slightly different deco. It's really not that different from your standard Trypticon, which is why I didn't think they would do something like this. And yet, here we are. Full massive horn and everything. Okay. You proved me wrong, Takara. You're willing to do just about anything. Okay, sure. It's a wild retool. Like, to retool a Titan into something that obscure and barely different from its normal release is kind of wild to me. I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. If you like your Beast Wars 2nd stuff, it's a very rare bit of love for that franchise. I feel very sorry for any Beast Wars 2nd fans in the US or outside of Japan in general who are going to have to import this beast. Gonna be a pretty penny. Hope you really like your Gigastorm. Remember, we have listings for an upcoming G2 Megatron, who is identical to a Megastorm from Beast Wars 2nd. So you have a companion piece. Oh, by the way, we have to mention this too. So this Trypticon's version of Full Tilt basically still just kind of looks like Full Tilt. You'll excuse me if I can't remember its name offhand. Point being, it's still there, still kind of looks the same, and it's still a Titan Master, which does point out the Titan Master in the cockpit is not the one it originally came with. It actually looks like it is the Megatron one, specifically the one designed to look like the Mega Gator. The one that came with the Convo Bat retool of Mind Wipe. It looks like that one. But it's designed to look like the purple version, like the Japanese like purple Mega Gator. So like they give a little bit of like weird homage in there of like an early Megatron to go with what is essentially supposed to be, you know, like a gigantic Megatron, or at least in weird iterations somewhere similar, like look-alike characters. You know, it's a weird one to explain. It's a weird one to explain. But still, really neat that that's coming out. And they obviously put a lot of effort into it. So, what next? So, the other one that was in that photo that was going to catch my eye immediately was this MPG Rhinox in his Predacon color scheme. So not one, but two friends showed me that recently a meme hit Transformer circles where it's the Drake meme of like refusing one picture and then pointing at the other one. Except they put my head on Drake. And then they did like, I'm refusing Backstop from Cybertron because he's a purple rhino, but I am approving the Predacon Rhinox because he's a purple rhino. I have very strong opinions on what rhinos should be purple. More to the point, I've always been stunned, like literally stunned, that of all the Rhinox molds we've gotten, and to be fair, we haven't gotten that many of like his season 1, I guess his cartoon look in general. He never went transmetal in the cartoon. But we've gotten there's the original mold, there's the Thrilling 30, there's the Kingdom. And none of those were ever repainted into his Predacon color scheme, even though it's a very obvious and easy repaint to do. As a matter of fact, the Thrilling 30 and the Kingdom figure never got repaints at all, save for the usual Takara upgrade when they released their versions of the molds, you know, which is still akin to, you know, any 2000s release Takara did, they always had to go extra with the paint jobs on the figures. So that's a regional difference. That doesn't count as far as like a repaint goes. The point is, we had 2 retail release Rhinox molds in the Generations line that had a chance to go purple and evil and did not. And it's still confusing to this day why they never did. If we take a little bit of a examining of him, he has a few things going on. The first one I notice is he's got a brand new sword accessory that, to my knowledge, didn't appear in anything, but it seems to be based off of the horn weapon that the original Rhinox toy had. But also, if we zoom in, we also notice that he has the mutant head gimmick. And it's not just the mutant head gimmick. It actually looks like an attachment because the gold is the same one used on the original Rhinox, and this is the only place it appears. So it seems to be an accessory you can use to either make your Predacon Rhinox look a little bit more distinct from the original release, or something that you might be able to pop off and attach to the previous Rhinox release and get something more akin to like a toy accurate one, which that's a nice little thing. It's a nice little thing. If that really is how this works, it does kind of look, it does look attached on. It does look like it would be able to come off, but don't know for sure. We'll see. So very excited that they're doing it. I don't know if I'm going to pay Masterpiece price to get the Predacon Rhinox I've always been asking for, but at least one exists after all this time. Now, MPG needs to do Trigger Black Arachnia, and we'll be set. Another one that we've gotten the full photos of recently, and now they're in-hand shots, or at least they're display shots of it, is the upcoming Missing Link Ironhide. And I will admit, in a more neutral pose, it does strike me more like a G1-esque figure than seeing like the hyper posing they did for the press photos. I still think it misses the mark. I still don't think it looks like a proper G1 toy given articulation. But it does still look cool. I'm probably still going to go for it for the novelty alone, but that's not the interesting thing in the photo. The interesting thing is behind him, because we already have a shot of our Missing Link Ratchet. So Missing Link does not waste time telling you what retools and redecos are coming from their molds usually. You know, when Optimus and Bumblebee came out, we were told straight up, you're getting both toy accurate and cartoon accurate versions. It is up to you to depend on to determine which one would you like more. That's cool. I will go with that. And this is no exception either. Like, I'm glad that they're just like flat out telling you right off the bat, hey, you're getting Ratchet too. Of course you are. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like that white plastic I just kind of associate with like old G1 toys, like, you know, your Prowls, your Jazz. But like he does kind of have that more the more 80s look to him that I was after with the Ironhide, but I don't know, it's just purely just my eyes tricking me with the color scheme. He does look good. I do think it's funny they threw in a wrench accessory, considering like when they first retooled this figure, they had no idea it was ever going to be like a medic or an ambulance. It was just like a vanette. It's just like a micro van in Japan. It's nice. It's nice to see it this soon. So just at least confirm that, yeah, we are getting it. And it looks good. It does look good. We also had this one on hand, which again, we have seen MPG Blaster in the past, but now we have full prototype showing for him. You have the sonic weapons included. You have all his tooling that you can now see. Excuse me, I know I'm looking like this way because this is the monitor that happens to have my slides on it. I'm over here. I should be over here. No, it looks good. It looks good. I do like the overall look of it. I mean, obviously, like there's a little bit to it that's more toyetic, but I think that makes it a lot more akin to the Soundwave that's already out, and you want him to match that Soundwave as close as you can get. So it's kind of like an old school masterpiece of like, it feels like they're marrying the two between cartoon and toy designs. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We also had a shot of the brand new mold for Steeljaw. And this still is the funniest thing to me. It's like Takara completely forgot that they already did Night Stalker. There is a mold in existence. And these are supposedly, I assume because it's still Masterpiece scale, because this is scaling to Soundwave, the cassettes are the exact same size they were before. So I'm assuming if you actually have Night Prowler, he's going to be able to fit in the new blaster as well, which is crazy to me that he waited that long for a blaster toy to come in. And then they went and replaced the steel jaw for no apparent reason. Like, he genuinely, I'd have to have them side by side, but I genuinely don't see where they're that much better. But that's not the cool part. The cool part is seeing the other cassette molds to confirm that we are getting in, see that, yeah, they actually look pretty good. So this is Ram, Horn, and Eject. And we know from the card behind them that, yes, that's Eject that's going to be coming with this, which means Rewind, the black version, as well, and was probably going to be a pack-in with not Sound Blaster, Twin Cast, when that inevitably happens. And that's how you get your 4 blaster cassettes. But this looks like it's going to be the 2-pack release to get more cassettes. Nothing really to say about Eject. He looks pretty spot on to the animation model. I mean, as good as, you know, the Rumble Frenzy mold looked, at least. Do really like how he turned out. There is a little bit weird to how is a little bit weird to how Ramhorn looks. If only because, like, that's a very flat head, but I don't think you can avoid that. He has to turn into a cassette. I do like that there's obvious double hinging in order to widen him out and make him a little bit bulkier. For instance, it's nice that he actually has, like, width to his leg stance, and it's not just trying to, like, balance him the way the original G1 cassette did. I do like the overall look. I'm sure in color, it's going to look a lot better. You know, there's just something about the gray that's going to make this look a little bit flatter than it actually is. I'll give it credit. It looks like the ears articulate. That's something you wouldn't expect. But no, it's cool to see. It's cool to see that we're getting a little bit more from that particular release. All right, next up on the docket, we had this teaser, which is for Evangelion, and I have to assume that by the number and by the colors that the Evangelion Prime is going to get retooled into Eva Unit 2. I have to make that assumption. Makes sense. Makes all the sense in the world. Not, you know, it's just a teaser for now. We'll see later how it turns out. So, we're going to get into the big news, the big announcements. We have Overgear Optimus Prime. And like I warned you guys. I warned you guys that, like, the traditional colors were not going to show on this thing. They're just trace elements of red here and there. I'm surprised he actually has as much blue as he does. That's actually kind of shocking for me. Also shocking for me that the top actually manages to include a little bit of his movie flames. That's not something I expected out of this, like, more realistic Optimus Prime. I do like the color scheme overall. The tan is very slowly winning me over. Yeah, here we have official stock foot images of this one. He does look pretty good, very, very solid. I do still really like this trick where the chest, like the windshield, flips upside down to form the chest. Gives the chest this really cool angle to it. Like, that's the kind of, like, subtle optimization of Optimus that I would really, really like to see more of. It feels more modern, right? It feels more dynamic than just, like, the standard chest transformation. I would also love to know, and I don't have time to research it right now, but I would love to know if that stuff going down the side of the hood, the serial number there, actually meant something. No way to tell from here, though. Still, really, really like how this looks. There's the official photo of it. And him pose. It looks so freaking cool in that pose. Like, I don't know if Overgear is really my thing. I'm not really into, like, the realistic mecha aesthetics. But he looks cool. He just looks cool. I don't know. I feel like all of these are destined for, like, traditional repaints at some point. Just like, well, we know people are going to want them as just normal red and blue. So we'll see how that ticks my boxes. But for now, like, it's a really cool look. I'm really happy they're doing something that's kind of fresh and original and still, and like tapping into a popular aesthetic that doesn't really get enough attention. It's a very cool, it's a very cool look. Here we go. Now, I posted on Blue Sky that this toy, that I was well aware of this toy's existence, and yet I know that by the time I wake up in the morning, I'm going to receive at least 3 or 4 messages going, hey, look, they announced Star Saber for Adamas Machina, which is wild to me. Because it's wild to me, one, because out of all the IDW designs they have, this is the second one they choose for Adamas Machina. I would have put money. I would have put good money on an Optimus Prime, you know, from the later run of the book where he's a lot more unique looking. I would have put money on, oh, let's say, Megatron, Autobot Megatron. You know, like very, very popular depiction in the fandom. Divisive, yes. Not as divisive as this Star Saber. I love the design on this Star Saber. I hate the character of this Star Saber. It is character assassination to the nth degree. But he looks so cool. Oh my god, he's a fascist jerk, but he looks so cool. Oh my god, like he's a religious zealot, but he looks so cool. I guess the fun here is that, like, it's the flame toy design technically, and it is the Adamas Machina version. So I don't have to acknowledge that the IDW version exists. I can just enjoy this design on Star Saber and just kind of go like, yeah, he's completely normal father figure Autobot here. He didn't have he didn't go on any kind of like religion-based murder tirades. Not at all. Not at all. It's a really cool design. This is going to be expensive, but frankly, it's still probably going to come in a lot cheaper than the statue figures that had this design. So I'm going to accept it for what it is. We will see how much it ends up being. Hopefully it's more on the Rodimus side of the coin rather than the Predaking side of the coin. There's an official teaser for this one as well. Shows it a little bit cleaner here. Yeah. Like, it really felt like Takara is specifically gunning for my throat on this batch of releases. It's not enough that you do more Wild King. You do a really cool new toy for Wild King. And you do an Ankylosaurus transformer, which just hits me hard. You're doing the Predacon Rhinox. I keep going, why has no one made this yet? You're doing a brand new Star Saber. You know, like, and I was talking to my friend Redclaw about these releases as they were coming out, and I'm like, they're one away. Just one big reveal away from me just like completely crashing out over all of this. And that's when the Star Saber dropped. It's after I say that. But the one that made me think that in the first place is the last one we're going to look at, because this is the biggest one for me. Bigger than even Star Saber. From Transformers New Legends, Beast Wars 2 Galvatron. Beast Wars the second Galvatron. I don't think everyone out there watching this video understands what a big deal this is for me. Beast Wars 2nd Galvatron, for those who have never heard it, it was the very first import toy I had ever bought. Ever. Bought it from a YouTube, I bought it from an eBay, I bought it from an eBay shop that I remember had the word monkey feet in it. I don't know why I remember the user's name included the phrase monkey feet. But they were selling it as Transforming Dragon Man. And the sample photo looked like it had been hit by a car. Like, it just, like, bits twisted all over. They didn't know how to transform it, so they just kind of stretched it all out so all the parts could show. But they only wanted like $25 for it. And I'm like, are you sure this is right? Because this is like an expensive import. And they went, yeah, like we got them cheap enough. Like we're fine as we don't care. So I took a risk. I bought one, and what I got was a completely official, real, not knockoff, sealed mint in box Beast Wars 2nd Galvatron. And I love this toy. I absolutely love this figure. Love the design. It's one of those where I was like screaming at BotCon back in the day going, reuse this. There's so many different like there's so many Megatrons that would look so good in this mold. There's so many. And that is an impossibility now unless this is cheap enough for some crazy customizer to get a hold of one and do ridiculous things. But no, the toy has gold plastic. And now I haven't seen it reported as a GPS problem, but it does look like the gold plastic that concerns me. So I have never really messed with mine in years. It's been a long, long time since I did anything with my Galvatron. And I really, really want to mess with one again. And to see this, with all the modern articulation, with the sharper, more anime-accurate sculpting, the articulated fingers, it's like the articulation point in the tail that you can see here. Like in the photo, the photographer made sure to just like get a few detail shots. I don't know why they focused on the groin. They just did. To show the drill weapon in the back is still a thing. The wings in the back are still things. So like all of that is retained from the original. And aside from the wings being a little bit hollowed out, like everything else looks basically like it did before, but better. Like I love the shape. I love the proportions to it. It looks so freaking cool. Oh, and they made sure to get a shot of the head too to show you, yeah, light piping. And quite a bit of it from the size of that hole. But yeah, it didn't get better for this than me. This, like, I lost my mind. Jeez. I was even saying it like, hey Hasbro, you said you complete sets now. Well, here's a set you haven't completed. It's the Beast Wars Leaders, because we've gotten everyone, you know, Transmetals aside, we've gotten everyone now except for Beast Wars 2nd Galvatron. This is probably something that Hasbro is going to offer up on Pulse, but very likely when you have a figure this, like this is obviously a very large figure, even out of like scale, even like the perspective change here, you can see how big it is. You just get some idea next to that Titan convoy there. Like you can tell it's a big figure. You can tell it is a very articulated and detailed figure. It's going to take a lot of paint. This is probably not something viable for US retail. This is going to be a pretty penny. I invite it. I welcome it. I will be thrilled. Whatever the price you ask, yes, I am grabbing this immediately. And that is that. That is that. There's the scale photo. I don't know why the slide didn't move. It's so much. Like, it's so much. And so much of it hits me so hard, too. Like, half the figures announced just, like, rail gun to my head. But that's my thoughts on it. That's everything that they showed off that I have as of now. For all I know, they're going to reveal more stuff tomorrow, and we're going to have to cover that on Monday. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite one is. Which one are you the most excited for? Because for me, it's the Galvatron followed closely by the Star Saber, obviously. But thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.